Hey, what's going on, guys? It's John here. So, here's the thing. It's been a while since we've actually done a review or anything like that for this channel. So, I just want to say if you're new here, welcome to the channel. But tonight we're going to be reviewing My Nights Glow Yellow. This is also a new short film by Hannah Bang, and it's also part of the Hollyshorts Film Festival. So, let's go ahead, let's dive into it. I'm excited to be able to do this. It's an honor and privilege to do it. And hello, movie lovers, and welcome to the show. So, like I said, I'm going to be reviewing My Nights Glow Yellow. This is actually a short film by Hannah Bang. Matter of fact, it actually stars Michelle Mayo as Kay, Matt McGorry as Michael, and Yvette Lowe as Erica. And what I have to say is this: I thought this movie was very intriguing. And to be honest with you, I thought this was an original, authentic kind of film that definitely needs to be told. I really had a lot of fun watching this movie. And when you're first introduced into these characters, you don't know what to expect, especially with the camera angles and the way they're introducing these characters, right? So basically, you wind up having Kay. Kay, we don't really know what her name is or anything like that. She's sitting down right next to Michael, having some to-go food and things like that for leftovers. And she's asking him, "Hey, do you want to go on ahead and throw these out?" Or whatever. He goes, "No, I'm going to go on ahead and eat them, and I'll just save them for later." So she winds up putting them back in the fridge. He has like a little bit of an OCD kind of thing where he does not like certain things being placed out of order. So whenever you see the fork being kind of tilted to the side off the napkin where it's set, he goes on ahead and resets it and puts it in its rightful place. So he's like a little bit of an OCD kind of thing. So you don't really know what's going on within the story itself. You don't even know the characters' names up until maybe halfway part into this short film. Matter of fact, the short film only clocks in at like 19 minutes, but within the 19 minutes, you get a lot with this. And basically, she's hired on as a platonic person who is helping other platonic people. So she's looking for a relationship in a sense because she looks like she's lonely. She looks like someone that just wants to be there for certain people and certain clientele and stuff like that too. And also too, the clientele as well. We actually focus on two people. We should focus on Michael, and then we should focus on this little old man that she actually takes care of. And I like how they go into different types of things. Like this one old man, he likes throwing eggs at the wall. You're not sure why he likes it or anything like that, but he's kind of has that kind of feel to him where I think that he's just lonely. He doesn't know what to do or anything like that. So she's basically trying to figure out things on what to do with him. And she's so nice of a character to the point where she does it, brings him to the grocery store, gets his groceries for him. He gives her some sushi and things like that, and she winds up eating it and stuff like that. But man, I really have to say I like the character dynamic with them. I thought that works out well, especially with that little side character. But the main protagonist, the main person that we actually focus on is Michael, because I'm thinking to myself when we first get introduced to Michael, okay, that's going to be the end of that part of the story, and it's going to focus on something else. But no, Michael does come back, but in a little bit of a creepish kind of way, because of the fact that more time that she's spending with these clients, the more attached these clients are actually getting with her, to the point where they actually think that she's in a relationship with them. And Michael is one of the people that she thinks that's in a relationship with her because of the amount of time that she spends with him. And so whenever he sees her waiting for a bus, he's like, "Hey, do you want to go for a ride or anything? Do you need a ride home?" And at first she refuses or anything, right? So she's like, "No, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm just going to wait for the bus." Next thing you know, it jumps into this one scene where basically she's in the car with Michael, and Michael kind of takes a notice to her. He goes, "Oh, who's that on your phone?" And he goes, "Oh, that's my sister." And she goes, "Yeah." And then he does this little jokingly thing where he goes, "Yeah, you seem kind of bossy." And I like that whole entire dynamic where you can feel the chemistry between the two of them. And there's also some walls that are being broken down with Kay because of the fact that when you're on your job, all you're caring about is that job that you're doing. And so when she gets in the car, her walls are kind of shot down a little bit, and so she doesn't quite trust him. As a matter of fact, whenever we actually see him again, I'm like, wait, this dude is kind of creepy in a way. I really don't know how to feel about him now or anything like that. I get the fact that he's thinking that he's doing something nice, and one part of me is thinking, you're coming off kind of stockish, dude. All of a sudden, you're just happen to be in the same neighborhood as her as well. And even she was also wondering the same thing later on in the film, but we'll get to that in a minute. But I really thought it was set up great on how they do this. They also had this intense thing to me, to be honest with you, way Hannah actually directed this movie. I really feel very tense because I didn't know what to expect between Michael and Kay inside that car because I did not trust Michael at that point either. And so it goes into a couple of days later, and then she winds up asking Michael, "Hey, did you just happen to be there at the right time whenever I was there, or was there something more to that?" And he goes, "No, I was just trying to give you a ride. I was trying to be a nice guy, and that's all I was trying to do." She goes, "Really?" And she goes, "It just seemed kind of odd and kind of stockish that you would do that." And so, he's taking it as the fact of asking her out, and she's like, "Look, dude, I don't want to be with you or anything like that. I'm just here to do a job, and that's it." And so, anyways, they wind up getting into this fight, and so she winds up storming out. Then she goes over to the other client that she goes to, and basically she winds up throwing eggs at the wall and stuff like that with her client. And I think that this is actually the thing that I wanted to mention here, okay? And I think that this is also a resemblance of the eggs and stuff like that. I believe that is describing her own broken and frustrations with Michael to the point where she's yelling because she's just so frustrated with Michael to the point where she's just mad at him. And I think that the eggs represents the brokenness within her own self because within her own self she's also lonely as well, and she wants something to be fulfilled. Even whenever it's her sister and her, she winds up talking about her clients and things like that, about how she would wish that she had more time for herself and things like that. And you can feel the chemistry between the sister and her. But at the same time, though, she's kind of distant from her sister in a way. She's in her own head and her own world and stuff like that too. To the point where it's like she just still does not have that wholeness within her to where she wants to do something, And so you actually have a little bit of brokenness within her, Kay herself. And I just want to say, I thought that was a really interesting thing. And then, of course, like I said, when she was eating, I know I mentioned the sushi thing, which the guy gives her the sushi, but she winds up choking on the sushi, and you actually feel a sense of danger. You actually feel like, oh shit, what's going to happen because of the fact that she's choking and she doesn't have anybody to actually help her. So you're wondering if she's even going to be alive and stuff like that too. But this whole movie is basically just about how she gets paid through her work, and let me just say this, okay? It appears to have a desire to order in a sense of mindset of the chaotic world that we live in today. But as the storyline unravels, the viewer is offered a greater sense of her feelings of frustration and fertility, which I mentioned with her throwing the eggs and things like that. And even though she lives with her sister and seemingly has no connection to her, despite being needed by her, all of which contributes to a very bad reality in her encounters with supposed strangers who have paid for her time to feel disjointed and meaningless, as they appeared to be getting a satisfaction out of socialization. But it doesn't truly mean anything. And that's the thing. It does not mean anything to her at all. It's just a job to her. And when Michael, on the other hand, in his own head, he wants to have a relationship with her because the more attention you're giving to Michael, the more he actually feels like that he's in a relationship with her, wants more for her, and things like that. And she's like, whoa, I don't think so, man. This is not what I signed up for. I'm not into you the way that you think I'm into you. You only gave me a car ride home. Now you're wanting a relationship with me. And that's all I wanted was just a car ride, and I didn't even want that because you just offered it to me. And he goes, well, if it's about the money or whatever, I'll just pay you for the money. And it wasn't even about that. It was the fact of the thing is she just thought he was doing something nice for her, and instead it turned into this big old huge thing that it's not. And it's just mixed signals. And then she's also doing this other thing, like I mentioned before, with the fork on the napkin, where it's kind of off the center of the napkin and it's kind of tilted to the right. She winds up fixing it just like how Michael would. So she's picking up certain ticks, if you will, whenever it comes down to Michael's characterization. But I thought this movie was really good. I thought the lighting of it was good. I thought that was able to see everything. I thought the storytelling was really good. I mean it. I had a really good time watching this movie. and things like that too. And like I said, it made me feel a little disjointed and stuff like that at the very beginning of this film. But once you get into the finishing it off almost into the 19-minute marker and everything, it all is a cohesive story to the point where I say it's a perfectly well balanced short film that you would actually have a good time watching and things like that too. So that's something I want to mention. And you know, like I said, this is forbidding. The film is situated among some clever camera angles, and the shots of electric yellow imagery from egg yolks to flames to cake. It is bright and beautifully captured with striking golden tones, offering gorgeous shots of the city. And let me just say this: the montage of the city and everything, you actually feel like that you're part of that city, and it's very atmospheric and things like that too. And I was really enticed and glued into this whole entire thing from start to finish. So, guys, I would definitely recommend checking this out when you guys have a chance. I will look into it and find out where this thing is streaming from, because I know some people ask me, well, where are these short films? Where can you find them? Well, I'm going to find it for you. I'm going to find out some more information about this. But yeah, this is part of the Hollyshorts Film Festival for selected films that are going to be part of the Oscars and stuff that's going to be nominated. And I think that this is a very smart film where people, I think, that needs something like this in their lives and stuff like that too. And yeah, there is a sense of tense performing the screen wish list watching. The viewer cannot help but feel unsettled, like I mentioned the fact that during that whole entire stockish kind of feel to it and things like that too. You definitely do feel that unsettledness from Kay. And then My Nights, and then also too, like I said, it's beautifully tragic and yet strangely empowering to watch. It explores a futuristic idea that a person can use their hard-earned money to pay for what or who they want, and wish list that comes at a price. It certainly is intriguing to witness. So that's going to be it as far as the short film review. I hope that you guys enjoyed this review. If you guys can't, go in and smash that like button, smash that comment button. Tell me what you think of this review. Or if you're wanting to check this out, I will go on ahead and I'll pin it to the comment section, even into the links in the description and everything below whenever I actually find out more information on this film or when I can release when this film is going to be released to the public. But for right now, I hope that you guys enjoy this review, and I hope everyone has a great and safe night. And we'll catch you back on here at Monday at 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, as we wind up reviewing some horror films over Monday. As a matter of fact, we're going to be back again on October 11th to review the very first Saw movie. We also have October 12th. We also have the very first Halloween movie that we're reviewing. We also have a ranking of all the Nightmare on Elm Street happening, not this week, but the week after next. And then tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, we will be back doing a Friday the 13th, the 1980 movie. And I cannot wait to do that. So without further ado, it's always a pleasure, as always, to be able to do this. And Heidi will be joining me for that Friday the 13th review. And always until next time, guys. Bye-bye.